Pawon Temple is a Buddhist temple located in Magelang, Central Java, close to Borobudur and Mendu Temple. This temple is thought to have been built in the 9th century AD during the reign of the Shailendra dynasty in the Medang Kingdom.
The sides of the temple are 10 meters long on both sides, and the height of the temple is 13.3 meters high. Though it is relatively small, this temple is still beautiful and sophisticated.
According to research, Pawon Temple played a role as a storage place for offerings and ritual equipment in Buddhist ceremonies. It is also the place that stores the ashes of King Indra, the father of King Samaratunga, from the Shailendra dynasty. Nowadays, Pawon Temple serves as a place for pilgrimage and meditation for Buddhist people. Even though its size is not as big as Borobudur Temple, this temple has unique architectural beauty with relief ornaments that decorate its wall.
The exact history of Pawon Temple is not well known, but it is believed that this temple was built as part of a series of Buddhist temple complexes around Magelang, which were the center of religious and cultural activities at that time. Apart from that, the strategic location of Pawon Temple between Borobudur Temple and Mendu Temple shows the importance of this temple in the religious and cultural context of the past.
Another unique thing is the architectural design of the temple, which attracts the attention of visitors and archaeological researchers. The relief ornaments that decorate the temple walls are also a special attraction for those who are interested in Buddhist art and history in Indonesia.
Now let's talk about the process of making this candi. First, here are the materials that we needed for making this. We needed some carton sheets for the main shape of the candi, clay for making the small details in the relief, and tape, scissors, a cutter, and a ruler. Firstly, we started by making the base of the candi. Our base was a cuboid shape with 23 centimeters by 23 centimeters by 5 centimeters as its dimensions. After making the base, we made another cuboid for the main chamber of our candi. We made a cuboid size 13 by 13 by 12 centimeters. Then we cut a rectangle in the middle, which represented the doorway of the candi. This candi also has a top part, which we made a cutout size 7 by 7 by 8 centimeters.
After making this, we were done with the rough shape of the candi. Now we just needed to add the details with the relief and complex shapes. This is what the clay is for. We shape the clay to the shapes that we wanted and put them on the candi. Then, once we're done with that, we're almost there. We just need to paint the candi and put in some additional details.
Indonesia's cultures are unique and beautiful. Unlike any other nation on the planet, and architecture is one of the main aspects of our culture. We have many examples of architecture in our culture. One of them is being traditional temples like Pawon Temple. Our culture is part of our identity as Indonesians, which is why we should preserve it for future generations.
There are many ways to preserve culture, some through education or promotion in the media, but what is a real concrete way to preserve our culture? Well, our temple miniature is one of the real ways we can preserve our culture. The actual Pawon Temple is quite far away for us to visit, and making a miniature gives us a real chance to see its beauty from up close. This also follows our national slogan, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika.
Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, which means unity in diversity. In Old Javanese, is a vital concept in Indonesian society, emphasizing the nation's rich cultures, religions, and ethnicities. But it also shows that Indonesia still can unite as one despite the differences. We also practice one vital value of teamwork in Indonesia that's more commonly known as gotong royong.
When we were making this, it was evident that we had supported the idea of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. We shared our ideas and discussed with each other, even though we had different opinions. Eventually, we settled on Pawon Temple and all agreed to make it as one group. We were all contributing to the project in one way or another, which practiced one final value in Indonesia, which is known as gotong royong.
We also followed and applied the values of St. John, mainly respect, harmony, and resilience. We discussed in a respectful manner, which follows the value of respect while working on this project. We also maintain our group's harmony by keeping respect and being nice to each other. We were also resilient in how we preserved and stayed strong while making this, even though there were many challenges along the way.
So the height of this temple is 13.3 meter, and now we are now at a certain distance from the temple. Now we would like to find the distance between the point we are standing and the temple using a clinometer.
To use a clinometer, you align the side onto the highest point of the temple, starting from zero elevation. Once you get the highest point, you can measure the elevation point using the index given. And it measures on 50, 52, 53. So I'll use 52.
So our angle of elevation is 52 degrees. Now we would like to find this side, how far we are from the tip of the temple, and this side, which is how far we are from the center of the temple. So we can find that out by using the rule of SOHCAHTOA. Sine 52 degrees is equal to 13.3 meters, which is the opposite side, over the hypotenuse. So to find the hypotenuse, we can switch the places of the sine 52 and the hypotenuse to become hypotenuse equals to 13.3 meters divided by sine 52 degrees, which can be rounded up to 16.9 meters. Now for the adjacent side, which is the bottom side, we can use tangent 52 degrees equals to 13.3 meters, which is the opposite side, over the adjacent side. So we can switch the places like earlier, making the adjacent side equal to 13.3 meters over tan 52 degrees. So therefore it can be rounded up to adjacent side is equal to 10.4 meters.